Good morning. Anna Brooks here. Give it a moment. All right. Hi. All right. How you doing? So, you may have just caught my previous stream. So that was one of my blogs that I'm turning into the audio blogs. I've forgotten to pop the link in down below, but I will pop that link in as well so you can go read the actual blog if you prefer. But it will be up on my YouTube as well, so you can re-listen to it. All right. So, welcome to episode 3 of Anna's Dose of Reality. Okay, and today I want to talk to you about, are you scared of your own power? So this is something that I think more people actually are dealing with than they realize, because we often mistake it for something else, right? So if you're like me, or even if you're not, you may still have these characteristics, right? But if you're the kind of person who's very driven, very motivated, very on, very pushing in terms of your energy, you're always basically pushing towards the next goal, you're very goal orientated, that kind of thing. You can always tend to feel a little bit, I guess, vulnerable. And you've gotten into a habit from a long time ago of not showing your weakness, right? And that's all fine. The issue is that a lot of the time you can get to a stage like I do, where you've been in this brave, this pushing, this strong, independent mindset for so long because of basically things that you might have gone through when you were younger, through your childhood. You've basically developed these habits around having to do it on your own, having to be independent, having to not rely on anyone because they will let you down, and that's been your experience. And if you're in the same boat as me, then you'll understand this, right? And so you can sort of think that, well, I'm really, really strong, I'm really, really powerful. Why do I keep sabotaging, right? And sabotage can come in different ways. So if you've just listened to my blog just then, you would have heard me talking about my year without junk food. So my sabotage for a long time was food. It was binge eating. I didn't ever turn to, drugs or, alcohol, I guess, not in an addictive personality way, just in a typical 20-something-year-old, going out and that kind of stuff, but it wasn't a coping mechanism for me, whereas food was very much a coping mechanism. So it gets to that stage where you're using this kind of stuff and you don't actually realize what it is that you're using it for. And so if you have this personality where you are so strong, so tough, so powerful and independent, it can be really hard to identify that what you're actually missing is allowing your vulnerability, okay? And this is something that I've struggled with for a very long time and that I'm still learning day by day, is to show, I guess, allow people to see the imperfection. And even though I believe that those close to me love me for my imperfections, it's something that I always grew up believing that I have to hide everything that's not perfect, that I can only put out a certain persona, and therefore that there's only, I'm always on, I'm always, high energy, impacting, really happy, all that kind of stuff. And look, for the most part, that is it. But I am human, just like anyone, right? And just like you, it does mean that there are times when I fall apart. And if you are in this position of just being so powerful in your position, so independent, so strong, so not relying on anyone else because you're going to get it done, it's really easy to get to this stage where basically you're kind of sabotaging yourself in ways that you don't even realize. Like, it took me a really long time to actually realize that food was a sabotage. It took me a really long time to realize that this wasn't normal, what I was doing. I knew that it wasn't normal because nobody else would tell me about it. But then when I did it, I knew that I wasn't telling anyone about it either. So the idea that binge eating wasn't normal wasn't really something that occurred to me as being not normal, because I thought, well, I'm hiding it, so I just assumed everybody else would be hiding it too. And therefore it took me a little longer to realize, well, no, that's actually just a coping mechanism for what I'm not letting myself feel, which is that vulnerability, that what if people see my imperfections? What if people see that I'm not always 100%, that I am actually, completely losing control, stuffing my face while, years ago being there and telling you, oh yeah, you have to do clean eating and only eat this and exercise every day. And I mean, look, to the most part, I do still now clean eat and I do still now exercise every day, but it's from a completely different place, right? It's not from a place of lying and just kind of wanting to present things a certain way. It's from actually being in touch with my vulnerability and knowing when sometimes things just aren't right. Sometimes things just aren't the way that you kind of hoped that they would be, right? So what I wanted to talk about and get into today's episode of the Dose of Reality, and we're talking about, are you scared of your own power, is something about basically that people often say you're scared of your weaknesses, right? You're scared that the reason you keep self-sabotaging, the reason you keep piking out on all these things you want to do is because you're scared of failing, right? You're scared of not following through. You're scared of that you're not good enough. I think that there's another side to it, which is actually being scared of your strength. So you're not actually scared that you're not going to fall apart. You're not actually scared that you're not going to follow through. You're not actually scared that you're too weak to do it. If anything, you're scared of how brave you are. You are scared of just how much you are going to put onto yourself in the wrong sense, right? So how many tasks, how many commitments, how many anything you're going to take on because you're strong, you're independent, you're tough, you're powerful, you can do it all. It's that fear of, well, you know what? I'm already doing so much more than the average person, or even the 5% of people, whatever it is. If I take on any more, will there come a point where I just fail? I fall apart at everything and I fail at everything. When will someone rescue me? When will someone step up and actually give me a chance to be vulnerable, to be the person who has someone look after them? Not from a place of weakness, not from a place of, well, I'm just done. I want, everybody to just sit around me and just, give me everything I want and whatever. Not from that place, but just purely from a place of, is this it? Is it just me? Even though I've created all of this, even though I've created all of this independence, all of this power, all of this strength, all of this constant push, is it just me? Is no one else ever going to look after me? Is no one else ever going to care enough, right? And it's that fear of your own strength of being like, well, what if I just take on even more because I can, because I'm tough and I know I can do it? What if I am so powerful that I take on absolutely everything and then I hate it? Or I take on absolutely everything, even more stuff, and then I'm always in that position where I'm everybody else's rescuer. I'm everybody else's fixer of everything. Nobody's looking after me, right? And it's that fear that, well, you know what, maybe it's actually my own strength that's doing me in, not my own weakness. So this is something that takes a little bit of time, or a lot of time. Journaling on this is a really good way to work through it, right? So get yourself your diary or your journal, whatever it is. If you're not journaling already, start daily. This is a daily habit that needs to be there, because if you're not setting your intentions, if you're not writing out your life, or even speaking, if that's something that works easier for you. So I do obviously a lot of writing. I do a lot of speaking as well. But if you're not already doing it, start. And then journal a bit about this and ask, well, what am I really scared of? What is my fear about how strong I am, about how powerful I am? If I keep going like this, and if I really am powerful beyond measure, what am I scared that I'm going to do? What am I scared is going to happen? And it's probably going to be very different to what you thought it was originally. But you can't deal with it. You can't deal with what you're scared of until you actually do it, right? If you don't ever face up to it, well, then you won't ever know. So very good idea to start journaling on this. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? What am I really afraid is going to happen? if I am as powerful as I know I am? And why am I scared of my own strength? What do I think could possibly happen if I do this, right? All right, so that's everything I wanted to talk about in terms of, are you scared of your own power? Are you scared of your own strengths? But before I go, I promised you that I would let you know about the bonuses in the Manifesting Abundance for the Type A Crazy Driven. My God, I've forgotten the name. It's such a long name. What do we got? Manifesting Abundance for the Crazy Type A Driven Never Say Die Superwoman. There we go. I got it. Right. So this is launching on May the 8th. However, right now is the early bird special. So you need to get in now to get not only a ridiculously awesome price for the investment for the program, but also you get the pre-order bonus, which is two bonuses. And I'm going to actually tell you about them this time because I didn't tell you in the live stream a couple of days ago or yesterday. I'm losing track of days. First one is the Daily Money Affirmations PDF for the Type A Driven Superwoman. Now, if you're not in a habit of affirmations as it is, or even if you are, money affirmations are a whole different ballgame, right? They're very similar. However, a lot of the time, this is what I found when I started doing money affirmations, is that you don't even know what affirmations you need sometimes until you come across them, right? So there was a few that I came across that I was already doing a lot of money affirmations, and then I came across some others and just went, ooh, wow, this feels like exactly what I need to be dealing with, right? And so you'll get that from this PDF, right? There'll be a list of daily money affirmations, and the way that I go through and work out what is right for me and what isn't, and it changes day to day. That's the really important part. Don't just sit there and like rote learn your affirmations and just, oh yes, this is what I want, and I'm going to call in this and blah, blah, blah. If you're not feeling it, it's not working. It's not a magical like spell with words. There has to be the intention, and that means, the vibe and the mindset behind it, right? However, this is going to give you some really great ideas about money affirmations to try, right? So there may be ones that you haven't even thought of before that you're going to read out and go, oh, that hits. That's something I really want to focus on. That's something I want to call in. That's something that I didn't even realize I had blocks, and I didn't really even realize that I was kind of blocking this off. So that's going to be an awesome bonus, the Daily Money Affirmations PDF for the Type A Driven Superwoman. So these are very specific. These aren't just, for your regular Joe Blow, whatever you call it. This is definitely just for people like you, like me, Type A, driven, crazy, must do everything, never say die type people, right? The second one, and this is a little off the side, but this is also really important, is your Discover Your Life audio meditation, right? So this is a meditation I did a little while ago, as you'll notice, because it's actually, I've still got my unmarried maiden name at the beginning of it. However, it's the most powerful meditation I've done because it's all about uncovering what you truly want, right? So when it comes to money stuff, as you've probably realized, depending how much, money and abundance work you've done in the past, you may or may not know that a lot of it comes down to your self-worth stuff. A lot of it comes back to what you believe about yourself. So, and what you believe your life is to be about. So this Discover Your Life audio is exactly about that. It is about discovering what you truly want out of life and what you actually want to look back on your life and feel like you've achieved, you've done, how you felt about it, the people that you have in your life, what really matters to you at the core, right? Because you might think it's money. You might think that, oh yeah, I want money. There's some reason for that. Money isn't good or bad. Money isn't even really there. It is simply a tool, and it is simply a way, basically, of it's just a manifestation of what's going on inside, right? So getting to the root of what's actually going inside with this Discover Your Life Purpose audio meditation can help you really tune into, okay, well, what affirmations do I need? As well as help you with the actual training for the Manifesting Abundance training because you'll actually know where it's coming from. And this is so important, right? So that's the two amazing bonuses. You've got the Daily Money Affirmations PDF for the Type A driven superwoman, and you've got the Discover Your Life Purpose meditation audio. So those are only available on the early bird pre-order bonus. So that's available right now. It's on www.anabrooks.com.au/manifesting abundance superwoman. So jump on there, get your spot, get that, and then that way you're all set to go when it does launch. It's going to be amazing. I'm very, very excited. So much high energy and so much abundance is just flowing through me for this. So this is really exciting. All right, I'm going to leave it there. If you have any questions about today's episode, feel free, pop it down below. I will check back later. Otherwise, have a fantastic weekend and I'll see you soon. Bye.